me in a vacuum, depending on how these side lanes go. But I expect EG to do better on the side lanes. Maybe mid's a different story in terms of the Necro matchup. C-Smile's gonna have to do his best to survive there.
Yeah.
That's one change, and the other is giving Bakaz a hero that he probably feels more confident just ultra carrying the late game, right? I think PA has a better chance of just 1v5ing straight up if it really comes down to it than a lot of other carries. Still the case even after the nerf. So I think that's some of the things they've adjusted here, and of course, trying to answer what Gaming threw at them, which was, for me, a very unconventional draft for Gaming. Like, they got the Ace Dazzle, which has kind of been one of his heroes to supplement this Aura builder that doesn't necessarily straight exist, right? It's a hero that does it through the spells in a degree, but very lane-oriented, which is something they've done throughout the year, but went away for a bit. This is like, we want Dazzle to win the lane, and we want this Necro to win the lane.
I was going to say, if you're going to win this lane, you're going to have to do it through skewers and better body blocking. C-Smile doing a great job on the opening and a TP in Bloods. Okay, bye-bye, Quinn. EG will take the first blood. You're supposed to win this lane, Quinn, and he's already on the back foot.
The only upside for Quinn there is that Matthew took it, right? It did not go to C-Smile in terms of the gold, but damn, that is so nice for C-Smile. Didn't even have to spend any resources on it. Gets full wave here, denies, it's gonna push into him.
I will say, counterpoint to that though, it is really dangerous if Matthew gets ahead, right? Earn early Spirit Vessel against a Necrophos. I mean, he's going to be looking at mid a lot, I'm sure. And if he starts getting those items, then Quinn's game is going to become so much harder.
It's a great Vessel game. I mean, all three of these cores pretty much rely on getting their HP back, right?
Yeah.
And that's the upside of the synergy for Gaming, is the Dazzle with the Shallow Grave on a Necro or a Faceless Void is pretty devastating if it occurs in the fight, right? You get the time walk off, you get the heal off, suddenly that whole fight turns. There's no real anti-healing on EG's side. Vessel is one thing they can have going for them in that area. If Matthew gets it fast, it is going to be devastating on the map. I think this Tidehunter, you're talking about the zones of control, and it's another reason Tide's here. Tide should find the backline or guarantee that the initiation precludes the Dazzle from getting the save off. Sure, it's an old school Dazzle counter. You're going with the Ravage. Pretty hard to Shallow Grave the guy that gets gone on. You just burst him with the Phantom Assassin. That's probably what EG are looking for as this game progresses, whereas if you're Gaming, you want to go in with the Necro, frontline it up, and then get a great Chronosphere, ideally on the mag or like the supports. Just burst him down with the magic game.
I was going to say, if you don't get him with the Ravage, you already got a second opportunity with the reverse polarity. Instead, Avalanche going to try and cover them here as they retreat, but the rotation from Matthew will net them the kill first on the Ace before he falls. So 1-for-1 trade-off there, but ultimately the core dying on the side of Gaming Gladiators. Matthew is having his impact felt, and you did say they drafted for strong lanes outside of this mid sort of situation that C-Smile, but Matthew and...
There's nothing you can do about last pick Necro. I mean, yeah. Like, see, I was saying the man enjoys playing Necro right now. That's absolutely disgusting. I don't know who enjoys playing Necro, but it will win the lane. There's just no way around it. That first blood definitely helped, but this is about the side lanes. EG wants to come out strong in the side lanes, and they're not easy ones to necessarily combat when you're going to leave the Tide alone, but that's what the Furion's designed to do. I mean, if you're going to pick one support in the meta that's going to win two side lanes, it's Furion. Or at least, I guess, you know, one side lane and one mid, but 2 out of the 3.
Sure.
So Matthew's rotation is super important for EG here, particularly
combining it. Toss back with the poison is going to be a big problem. They toss him back into the creeps. A big heal bit. It's not quite enough damage to burst down this Train Protector because now they can make a rebuttal here. Slow down Ace before he gets away too deep into the trees and kill him.
And EG are happy every time this happens. It's XP and gold for Matthew. Bakaz stays up, extra gold for him, and they're shutting down Ace a little bit. Still, I mean, Ace is getting a decent amount out of this lane, so you have to keep committing to this. If TP is on cooldown for 20 seconds, and they brought Celery up here, so that's what you're looking for. EG, get the Tide in a one-on-one, and you're looking at who's at the top of the CS chart right now. It's Whisper, who's basically been left alone in the one-on-two. Yeah, Gaming felt like they couldn't punish the Tide enough with an AA Void going into the tanky early ring of health the start Whisper had. I don't know if Whisper start should have been this good with how fast Matthew left the lane, but damn, he is just getting the world down here. Solo XP, untouched. He's going to be big.
Now, I brought up Theron's Spirit Vessel on Matthew, but he's opting for the Medallion Solar Crest build-up instead, which is just as good of a build-up, but better for his PA and his Tidehunter. Big minus armor, but the damage. This tri-lane is dangerous, man. If you get a toss back, you're being pushed into a Dazzle with an advantage, and he's going to be able to run you down, not just one, but perhaps two, because does get away only because of the fact that, oh, the poison damage. He does have the stick, though. He was able to pop it, but he's not feeling great about his position. He brings a little treads to himself, but he's going to need some regen.
This is the correct play for gaming, I guess. Like, you have to keep your Dazzle in the lane. You can't just let Matthew 3v2 bully Ace out of this off lane while, you know, Whisper's doing this, right? That would be a death sentence on this map. I mean, you can fall back a little bit on the Necro Mag, but Necro's not necessarily the best mid to rotate to these side lanes either. Quinn just wants to play his own game. If anything, when you pick these dominating matchups like the Huskar they mentioned that's similar, you want supports rotating into you to abuse it. Very slick sprout here by Matthew. We'll get him out of danger as
it's gonna be slowed down a little bit more, but I think he should be fine. Meanwhile, C-Smile is being punished heavily, so if they keep the pressure, another good thing about this Tri lane, they keep Matthew kind of locked down. He can't help C-Smile out nearly as much.
I mean, there's no helping this matchup. It is not a helpable matchup.
They're gonna catch him with Tofu. They're gonna make sure he dies, and that not only they get the kill, but now Quinn also has his level 6.
And look at the tower. This is the catapult flag bearer wave. So this is what they want to do. They want to bring supports to the winning lane. They know they have the matchup. It's going to get a Tidehunter teleport just to defend this catapult.
Do we swap lanes now? Put the Magnus in that bottom lane?
You could. I don't think you want to, but
nobody wants to be mid, that's for sure.
It's an ego thing. You know? No mid player wants to give up on the lane, no matter how bad it is.
No, he didn't beat me. I can still recover. Because going to be in some trouble. Jumps onto Tofu. Treant Protector can only do so much here. Is he going to be locked down? But the Cold Feet barely gets out inside of the range, and lacking that stun, they will not be able to kill Pakaz. But does it matter if they kill Pakaz if they're keeping him totally outside of the lane, outside of these daggers? It's like the only CS he's getting now.
The thing is that, like, you're looking at this net worth chart, right? I think EG are okay with this outcome. Just because the tide's going to be so strong, and you kind of got out of this Mag Necro lane a little bit. Like, this Mag Necro lane really could have been a disaster. With just mass rotations going in, creating a pressure point, this tower could be dead. I think that's what Quinn wants in an ideal game, right? So maybe he's getting 70% of this matchup right now. It's still very good for him, but it's not explosive. And it's not necessarily enabling the supports who could have gone there. So I will say, Tofu got a lot of XP off top. That's the upside. I guess Ace dying here. He's level 4 3/4 here before Wisdom Rune. Yeah, this is like how you restart for a support Tiny. You can do a lot of work in this game, tossing people back. Not a hero we've seen a lot this tournament, but a hero we have seen a lot over the history of TIs for a very good reason.
Hey, you were adamant that he was going to come back for TI. You think he always comes back?
Well, 2 reasons. I mean, 1, cost is a hell of a spell.
Yeah.
And 2, I mean, FY's playing.
Pretty good point for it. C-Smile, Quinn is in so deep. Evil Geniuses, though, don't really seem to have a way to be able to punish him. He's just taking away this little hard cam stack C-Smile had going for himself. And if he's not careful, Quinn might go for the kill with Celery nearby, especially Tofu. An opportunity to maybe toss Quinn onto that big Magnus. Panda, who's sticking around a little bit too long, does get spotted. He'll be the victim instead of a Reaper's Sight. He goes down, and Quinn gets his first stack of the game.
You mean making the correct read, playing up with this Necro, backing up and baiting the jungle. If the Mag doesn't want a lane burst, you bring the lane to him.
You can see Smile
the stacking.
He's like, I got like 5 seconds to hit creeps in lane. That's it. Not going to be able to counter Rune, of course. Dyrachyo cut over to see if he gets the C-Smile kill, and he looks like he may just have him. Time dilation slows him down a bit. He can use the Chronosphere, but he'd really rely on bashes to finish him up.
How good are your bashes, son?
Can he get the bashes required? 4 hits, not quite enough.
They're
5,
very good.
6. Okay, Tofu's here. Looks like they're going to cut off C-Smile. And hey, they don't need the bashes, apparently, when you just bring enough heroes to the table.
Oh, it's almost demoralized.
God, it was.
So he's like, oh, surely I'll bash him.
Quinn, meanwhile, did get a double damage. Perfect time for that when nobody's in lane pressuring the tower. Yep. Again, against the Treant Protector, it does seem like Gaming Gladiators really put a heavy emphasis on taking the towers before living armor levels are up.
Upside of a last pick lane-winning matchup, especially for this player. Back to the top of the net worth chart despite the first blood shenanigans. Tower dead at 850 here, and it means early bots you can rotate. So Quinn's going to be pretty active on the map. He can join these fights, look for the Reaper Sight stacks, continue to enable his supports.
Now, Whisper did recognize that. He rushed the Meteor Hammer. No boots, nothing else, just straight Meteor Hammer. He also took a tower in that bottom lane, so it is even in that regard. But it always does feel bad trading towers when you're the one with the Treant Protector.
It's one of those games where it comes down to like how much do you believe in your scale, right? On one side, we have the Mag PA, a true OG classic, if you want to frame it that way. You are going to scale very hard and hit very hard and farm the stacks really fast if you get the Ancient stacks up for Pakaz here. And on the flip side, you have Basis Void Ancient Apparition. I mean, This is a duo that goes back a long way as another stack goes into Quinn's pocket.
They get him, but they almost stopped because his TP out. His top lane is in danger. As soon as the Necro shows up, you're like, no. Nobody wants to be there anymore. They immediately vacate the lane, but you can see Quinn, with his boots of travel, can play around the map pretty quickly. He immediately goes to pressure because might even be able to get him too. Avalanche slows him down, and dyrachyo shows up for yet another fight. Not that he's needed, but the help might actually be needed here as Quinn's gonna keep trying to dive in. The heals are just enough. They got an RP. Skewer back into the tier 2. Throw that Ravage down. Finally get the punish on Quinn. Do not let this man bully you.
I thought that was just going to be a bad death for Bakaz, and somehow it turns into they get the biggest kill on the map. It's a lot of shared bounty gold too because the whole team showed up.
Man, what a massive difference like 50 HP makes because Bakaz lives and he goes straight into being able to farm a hard camp stack, or excuse me, ancient. So
yeah, this is nice. He lives off the living armor, and now he gets early in power. That helps him clear through this at a much faster rate than he would have. Otherwise, when you're looking at the camp stack, it's all Matthew here. So now if you're EG, the game plan is just hold the map for the PA, right? Especially when you're ultra on cooldown.
Can Whisper do that for them, though?
Pretty hard into the Necrophos.
Yeah, when nobody's going to help you out. Now, unfortunately, there is no Reaper's side. They're going to try and body block in Whisper. Of course, without a Ravage, there's no real threat of a turnaround here. They're just going to keep running him down, and they will eventually get this kill and start going for that safe lane tower.
The battering ram. Just continue to run the Necro into these cores that are not ready to fight him right now. Claim as much map control and space as you can. This is all absolute free time for the Faceless Void or the Dazzle. Ace is just going to go straight to the Midas. You already have the Mask Madness up for dyrachyo. So both the other two gaming cores, they're just not going to get touched. Quinn is way too much of a menace right now. He's going to make his presence felt. I mean, he's just running behind it here too at 11 minutes. You got to be a little careful of some skewers here, but outside of that, you're not afraid of anything.
Yeah, and I guess this is the time to do that before the Blink Dagger is up on C-Smile, which I assume, similar to Game 1, is going to be his rushed item. I mean, he's got 1,500 gold in the bank right now.
Yeah, probably. You're just way too poor here. Your lane was way too bad, and you're not getting the farm priority to go some carry mag type build.
Yeah, when you're kind of like this far down, repositioning is probably the best way to even the odds.
I mean, rushing Blink also doesn't feel great for him.
Yeah.
I think he's debating the Echo Saber into Blink here. Can't really blame him. You still want to be a mid-mag in this game.
The question is,
to bring up the utility.
Yeah. Is there going to be enough space for him to farm with that? Like, if he gets the Echo Saber, but you've got a PA Battle Fury, the map is getting small pretty quick.
That's why they made the map bigger.
That's true.
Everybody has space now.
See how much of that space Evil Genius can utilize as... it's funny, they haven't taken that top tower yet. Game of Gladiators have almost just kind of been like, yeah, okay, you gave up this space, and now we're going to slowly bleed you out. Nobody wants to be up there right now because it's so deep on the map. They're just bigger. Yeah,
Ace farming it up with very fast Midas. I mean, the early 2 deaths off the Furion rotation, kind of inevitable. You expect 1 or 2 of those. And since then, he hasn't been touched. He's just stacking up triangle for himself. Going to town, it's going to be a very fast Dazzle Ags in this game. And until you have some of the Blink initiators to create the zone control, I feel like Ace can take over these fights. Which we saw in Game 1, he drove a lot of that mid-game. From the 15 to like the 30 or 40 minute mark with the Bristle. Yeah, he was untouchable, right? He's trying to set up a similar situation here where you just force these objectives at a pace where EG don't feel confident enough to contest them because they're missing big items. And particularly the BKB on Bakaz. You're talking about this Phantom Assassin with the mag, you can accelerate the timings, you can go for the Desto build, you can go for a faster BKB because you have extra damage. That used to be the staple back in the day. Actually, used to just be you go Desto, not even the Battle Fury. Here you'll still opt for the Battle Fury, go into the BKB. And I think Bakaz will be pretty strong with that BKB outside of the Chronosphere. That's where that carry matchup is going to matter a lot in this game. Who can get vision for dyrachyo to find the Chrono? Yeah, because they have the stuns. They get that disable on dyrachyo, then Bakaz will probably follow it up and he'll burst, kill him real quickly. But if he gets jumped by the Chronosphere first, then Game of Gladiators have all the spells in the world to be able to throw into this one. You can see the Chronosphere into the Ice Blast are going to be one of the deadliest duos we'll see in this one. You throw a Reaper Scythe on top of that, that's just overkill. That just works, right?
Dyer's top tower is falling.
Maybe he's saving them. Saving them for the late game where they may need it most.
They're not quills, you can't stack them up.
Aghanim Scepter being gone for Ace. He's halfway there. I mean, when you already have the Midas, you're able to lower the cooldown with Bad Juju. So you're already going to farm pretty quickly, but once you get that Aghanim Scepter, you're just like one-shotting creep waves, then you hit a neutral camp, you just get so much farm so quickly. But what do you do with that? How do you feel about poor Dazzle right now?
I think it's insanely good in the late game. Zero scales like an absolute beast. The deceptive part about him is he becomes a physical damage hero. With all the right clicks off the inverse wave and the talents going through, you get minus armor off the Bad Juju. It starts to add up. Zero can just kind of win fights out of nowhere. And of course you have permanent shallow grave can always be a factor. You can turn into the pseudo tinker archetype.
Yeah, it's particularly annoying for a carry that is so single target focused.
Yes. So that's a big factor too. Like, can EG find ace in these fights without multiple shallow graves going off on big core targets, which are gonna guarantee big heal coming out? Like, shallow grave on Necro in this game is a problem. Yeah, it's a lot of extra heal, a lot of time that aura is just going to work. Like, Heartstopper is what this hero's built around now, particularly with this heart into a later Ags build. If Quinn's alive for 5 or 6 more seconds because he is graved and then dies, that might be enough to win you the fight. Because it might force a situation where Pakaz has to commit in, and you just get stuck there, even during a BKB duration. It really is up to the big bruisers here for EG between Whisper and C-Smile. You have an RP Skewer, you have a Ravage. You need to find and set the fight up for Pakaz so it works in that type of way. And on the flip side, if you're Tofu, we talked about the start that he had. I mean, you're gonna have a fast Tiny Blink. Yeah. He's gonna be rich with Arcane Boots on top of it. So if you just toss one of the guys in, the fight gets very awkward for EG very fast.
Yeah, that repositioning, getting him away from the Dazzle is gonna be pretty key.
And that Blink is finished at 16 on top of Arcane Boots. I mean, he's approaching C-Smile right now. And he didn't have to lane against Necro, so pretty scary.
Heart almost done for Quinn. No blade mail required in this game. He's really not receiving a whole lot of smoke from the EG side. They haven't touched him too much.
That game is just gearing up for their timing, right? You put this hard on Necro, you're gonna have the Ags on Dazzle. Your team fight becomes so strong at that point in time.
You're gonna go for C-Smile, the Blink Dagger. There's that burst from the Tiny with the Ice Blast and the Reaper Sight. It's just a guarantee. You only need a bit of damage. You get him down to close to half. The Reaper Sight will probably do the rest of the work, but if not, it gets him close enough for the Ice Blast to shatter him. Or stack of the game. An extra 8 HP regen permanently for Quinn.
And this trio is, I mean, the synergy is just so good with the Ice Vortex going down, amping up all the magical burst damage. This is where AA feels great. That's why I feel like we're seeing this hero so much more. It's about the Ice Vortex, not the ult for me. I mean, the ult's great, but you drop 3 or 4 of these down, like you have a bunch of extra magic damage going in. Even Faceless Void, that combo's existed for a long time because, yeah, your cold feet procs, but if you're amping all these bashes and Maelstrom procs.
Is under attack.
That's a good point. The amount of magic damage. And if there's anybody else to throw some spells into that Chronosphere, then all the better. Oh, Matthew!
Low priority game.
You guys suck. I'm playing on the high ground here.
I mean, we've all been there.
So he's going to try and pull the Ancients to him with Treants. That's pretty funny.
This is effective, but it's not that efficient. I actually don't know what.
Yeah, he didn't pull the Ancients to him at all.
Just chill. Watching the cause farm right now.
Hey, oh, here comes the farm. It's coming.
Yeah, but the thing is, he can't.
Couriers are on their way.
I mean, is he really going to TP off a cliff to kill a courier?
Oh, what? One of them's going to get close.
Oh! Are we sure this is Matthew?
Yeah, this guy is the courier killing king.
Still on the player cam, right?
10-4.
Dire's top tower.
A sleepy game right now. Game of Gladiators. Very similar to game number 1, where they take an early lead. It feels like Evil Genius have already conceded to just playing for the high ground and playing for the late game rebuttal. But I do have to wonder, I mean, I've heard this phrase, play to win, not play to lose, so many times in the TI's history. I do have to wonder, Avery, is EG just banking a little bit too much on playing it safe, conservative here? As Game of Gladiators seem to have all the space in the world. Anytime they see somebody, they can jump. They jump onto Panda here, get that kill, and oh, there's the Tidehunter. We'll get that kill as well.
I don't know why Whisper shows there. I think that's, I mean, you just give him the Treant, right? Unless you're ready to fight this with the Phantom stats, you're not taking the fight. Your lineup deals 0 damage outside of PA going in and joining the engagement. That's what you're waiting for here. Talk about what is EG's game plan. I mean, it's Pakaz. team is centered around, and the BKB just got finished, so you gave up 2 big kills there in exchange for a Chronosphere. Maybe something EG is okay with if they can make a move right now and exploit it. And you are giving Demon a lot of room, and when you give this team room, they build the lead quite fast. All 3 cores straight to the top, 7K net worth lead.
Yeah, you gotta remember, they're a Western European team. They will methodically take a lead over you and grow and grow and grow it. Heard from Quinn in that listen-in last game, right? It's not the Barracks that's gonna win us the game. It's building an advantage and killing them over and over again.
Which, I mean, to be fair, though, fair was what kind of won them that game. And Blink on Mag. So see Smile, he stopped off the Echo Saber, will now finish the Blink. I gotta get some. I don't know how much you just want to rest on game 1, game 5, you think.
Yeah, you can't say the game plan at 7 minutes is, let's let them go high ground, guys. That's when we'll stop them. Hey, look at the courier play.
Yep, there it is. The pentagram of Tormentor Death.
I'm telling you, man, it's so valued to be able to have a hero that can solo a Tormentor.
Well,
and
not for that.
Bristleback does that, Dazzle does it.
Yeah, for a tiny shard.
Well, tiny shard isn't the best, but hey, that's why you can solo it, because you didn't commit very many resources for it, right?
True.
And now you can get the second Tormentor at 30 minutes. Okay, there we go. There's the Blink Dagger reveal. Jump back onto Tofu doesn't feel very good at all. dyrachyo gets a pretty decent time. Dilation Overgrowth is going to be put to work here. Reaper's Sight doesn't quite finish him off, but they should have the damage, as Evil Geniuses really don't seem to have a whole lot going on here. Because tries to jump in, pops his BKB, immediately trying to go for Celery. This is just not working for EG. They're throwing a lot of spells, and not a lot of heroes are taking damage on the side of Game of Gladiators. It is all easily being undone by the Dazzle heals. Game of Gladiators are sure to be able to run down something more. At least dyrachyo is trying right now.
He has Chrono back up in one. He'll pop it.
Yeah, might as well. Just watch EG throw a bunch of spells around. It's not like they're going to be fighting you anytime soon.
He saved up all the bashes.
He did.
It's a good use as he'll Chrono the Tidehunter yet again. That was a fight without the Chronosphere, which is why EG were looking for with your Blink reveal, okay initiation, and your BKB on PA that yielded 0. So if you're EG, you are not feeling great about how this game is going, and if you're gaming, all you're really thinking is, how soon can we do Roshan?
Yeah, that's the worst part. They built a second item BKB
and didn't get a single
didn't get anything out of it. You could have gone for a Deso, you could have gone for this slower route, and it does seem like EG, they said, hey, we need to actually, we need to punch Game of Gladiators in the nose and make them hurt a little bit, but that one didn't hurt at all.
And they're still missing the Vessel charges on Matthew. He just finishes the Vessel. He went for that after the Solar Crest. We're talking about the anti-healing, a way that you can commit on these heroes without committing Pakazin himself. Not if you're sitting at 0. It's almost time to TP into the fountain, like I always say. I mean, it's valuable to a degree here. You don't want to give an agent to gaming with this type of lineup, because they will push the objectives very efficiently. I mean, you're worried about like a skewer back, but not with how tanky the heroes are. And then Aegis will allow that, right?
Yeah, at least not for like when it comes to these tiers. Like they could take all the towers off the map.
And then control Ancients.
Second, third, fourth, fifth Roshan again if they need to.
Octarine done for Ace. He's ready to fight again. Ags closing in for Quinn. In fact, it is flying out on the courier right now. So 2 more huge team fight items for gaming. These heroes are just fully online, basically.
Now, they did just get a very small win, and it's immediately neutralized by the fact that we get a kill on Whisper. And to get the BKB charge out of dyrachyo. Didn't mean much because it doesn't seem like EG gotta be able to fight, particularly not without Whisper. God's still playing around though. We'll see. They get the jump, they get the RP on the Dazzle. Can they kill him fast enough before the Shell's Great? They get the skewer, and that's just enough. Quinn trying to jump in, give the extra heals, and he is doing a lot of damage. Remember, this Heart Aghanim Scepter tons of damage over time, and that's why Bakaz vacated the area and just went for other kills. They're just gonna leave Quinn alone, kite him around. They're doing this beautifully, but can they kill him?
Tanky boy right there. You have another Chrono coming up in 8 seconds here, so if you're watching the clock on EG,
he's gonna jump under dyrachyo. Knows the beat, and the time walk is down, but there's no Chronosphere's coming up, and he gets him right on the edge. Quinn, he's gonna help with the damage. They're gonna try and skew him away, but he's actually gonna lift him, and then he turns around and kills dyrachyo. Bakaz does it again, and TP's out.
What a mana from Bakaz. He just believes in the crit more than the bash.
And what a play from C Smile to bring
bailed
Quinn
him
out
out.
of the range of Bakaz.
Absolutely bailed him out there. Panda adding in the extra heals from Leech Seed. These are no joke on a high armor Agi hero. Flirting with danger here, but now you got a pretty decent team fight win, and you got the chrono out of them as well. So if you're Bakaz, you're really happy about that outcome.
Yeah,
because the second your BKB's back up, you might just take another fight. And this is what EG are looking for every time. Find Ace out of position and punish him hard. You get the dazzle first, the team fight just opens wide, right?
Yeah.
You also have
Especially
no
if you have the mobility to get away from Quinn.
Yep. I mean, he got away from Quinn. He killed Celery in the river.
Yeah.
Even more efficient here. If you have Reaper, this fight might look very different. But again, you're abusing the big cooldowns here. Something gaming have to be aware of in this. The big win. Kills a lot of momentum in this game. Puts Bakaz in a much stronger position here. It stalls out that objective taking gaming we're going for.
You know, this is my biggest concern is that EG was just playing too passive. That kind of play is what you need out of Bakaz.
That's playing. You were saying, are they playing not to lose? That's playing to win. Absolutely.
Are scattered.
That is absolutely playing to win here and set the Faceless Void back a step against his Phantom Assassins. That lead opens up to 2,500, almost 3,000 gold between those two carries. That's what you're looking for in terms of differential here to create the openings in the fight. There's a lot about this carry matchup in this game. It's been very close so far. Can EG open up something in this game too where, similar to game one, Gaming have just controlled the map better. They've controlled the objectives better, have gotten more Tormentors, more Roshans, and they're looking to add to that total, and it'll be uncontested yet again.
Again, they have a way to do it pretty damn quickly. Maybe not as fast as game one. EG did just pick up an important item, the Blink Dagger on the Tidehunters. Now they have keys, Stealer back into Ravage. Like, if they catch multiple heroes in one of these AoE disables, then that could just be the fight right away.
So the Aegis on dyrachyo, it likely prevents EG from going on him first, but again, they are looking for Ace. That is so much what it's about. Yeah, this team fight is going to come down to position. Where is Ace? How aggressive are you forcing objectives, and who you show? Do you have mechanisms to get vision?
And that's why he's going for the Blink Dagger, right? So he can deal with that Ravage AoE. He can play super far back, out of sight, out of mind, and then jump in at the right time to get the Shallow Grave.
You probably even consider like Blink. Guarantee you're not too afraid of Ravage. So you don't necessarily need the BKB. It is, you know, confidence and positioning. Definitely wins you games. Well, how much are you going to get with this Aegis period? How afraid are EG to fight into it right now? Because Bakaz just finished the Basher. He also got Over Destruction. I mean, he is melting right now with Living Armor plus the power on top of this Phantom Assassin. This is truly a buff your carry and let him shine. Lineup right now. And I mean, he's just firing on all cylinders. Almost has level 20 as well. Choice of a tier 3 token.
Scary, scary stuff when this PA comes on the battlefield. Game Gladiators have the advantage. 6,000 net worth lead. They have an Aegis in the hands of dyrachyo. He's working towards that MKB, working towards the answer to the Phantom Assassin.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And on the triangle right now, EG are smoked. They know they're there.
Yeah, they know they're there. Are they expecting the initiation, though? Will they be able to react in
this
time?
Lord.
TP away.
Everything.
TP away. Oh, they don't have quick now. Right? The initiation comes in. The Chronosphere only catching the Magnet.
And the Overgrowth.
That's great. The Overgrowth is going to stop the damage, too. Oh, the Ravage will be able to fall. An absolute disaster for Gaming Gladiators and Evil Genius. They will feast in this fight. They're going to take away the Aegis. dyrachyo's back into play. And yeah, Quinn's back with their shield rune at that. Oh, Celebrate! Just at the right time, he will bail up dyrachyo. They finish up the tree, but dyrachyo fighting for his life right now. Great avalanche to be able to cover him up, but the Shallow Graves are going to die. He will not die. Finally, Bakaz deals with him, but the damage is done. dyrachyo lives.
Ace coming up huge in a team fight that could have been a disaster with Quinn going bottom. Instead, just keeps dyrachyo alive way too damn long. Wears out the PA BKB, and suddenly you are caught in a man fight, and this went on far past its expiration here.
Yeah, I didn't think a second life was going to be enough for dyrachyo. When he gets a third life and a fourth life off the Shallow Graves.
How many Aegis is enough, right?
Yeah.
That is why finding that dazzle is paramount for EG in these engagements. We are seeing the power of this pick in this type of lineup when you have the leaps, when you have the necro heals coming through. And that was with Detzel on dyrachyo that expired just before that last grave did as well. So you might have even gotten dyrachyo post-fact. This is just not what gaming we're looking for, right? You have Overgrowth on the BKB Void during Chrono, and Bakaz gets to come in after all of it. But he chose to go on dyrachyo here instead of Ace. where Ace is in the back.
Yep.
And then he couldn't find him
Way.
because of the blink. So maybe Makaz just didn't see him there, or he had the prioritization of the Void because Chrono was down. Damn, did those Graves just
Dire's
destroy the
bottom
back
tower
end of this
is
fight.
under attack.
Yeah, the heals are out of control. When the Shallow Grave is used, it's amping up the heal, and that includes not just the Necrophos impact, but also the Time Walk.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, Ace is like, whatever, man, you crit me twice, cool, but he already did his job.
Yep.
That was with a precise on a treant.
And Necrophos not there for the first engagement.
And they still won that fight convincingly. Shows you the power of this lineup when it all comes together. And now you have an MKB
Radiant's
done
middle
on your
tower
Faceless
is under
Void,
attack.
plus the level 20 Talon. So the damage just went through the roof here for dyrachyo in these fights. And the items just continue to pour in 10k gold leads. You have Matthew to make up some of it, right? Furion will always find net worth on the map if he can get to what I assume is an Ags being built up.
Yeah.
Pretty nice Ags game. Very close to it. 600 away. That disarm and root is going to be pretty good here because he forces dyrachyo into a tough position. This Furion will fly through. dyrachyo isn't happy. He BKBs and you get overgrowth.
Oh, what a quick blink away from C-Smile right as Tofu tried to pounce there.
And this Tiny is still massive, right? You're still looking at Blink, Force Staff, Yule's Tiny for Tofu. So the control, the disable, you also always have that Jerax play where you can toss someone into the Chrono.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if you're around the Chrono and not in it, you're not safe if you're on EG side. Once more, just run Quinn in first. Let the Necrophos frontline here
Radiant are scanning.
with the aura. Pretty
Radiant's
hard for him
bottom
to get
tower
bursted.
is under
You're
attack.
afraid of a skewer threat, but that's also what that Tiny Yules can interrupt.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All the itemization for gaming is hitting a really big stride right now. I mean, they're only missing that Aegis.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Feels like they run
Oh, how's it feel,
Dire's
Matthew, to
middle
have
tower
your
is under
courier?
attack.
What if there's a special bit of mitigation you get out of that? Well, Matthew, I mean, very similar to game one. As you said, the Furion's going to be out on the map the whole time. He's also going to be cutting creep waves, which is going to be super annoying. And you're doing that with a PA who's always off the map in a way, thanks to Blur.
Yep. You're always going to find the side lane farm. Very hard to stop for gaming. I mean, their catch is also pretty limited. Is it worth trying to catch them? Probably not.
All right, let's go ahead and take a listen into Game of Gladiators with that clutch move from Ace.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Hey, great communication, clear and concise. I can brave you again.
I mean, that's top tier Dazzle gameplay right there. I mean, right, what else are you supposed to do?
What does
Keep
Dazzle
braving.
bring to the late game team fight?
Brave.
That's what.
And grave, and grave.
And grave. And more grave.
Dire's middle
But wait,
tower
there's
is
more.
under attack.
Don't hate the hero. Hate Val for making the hero into the abomination it is now, right?
18 to 10, 12,000 net worth lead for Game and Gladiators. Very much a repeat of game one where they hold clear control of the game. They hold the map. They are much stronger in the fights right now. Question is going to be, how much do you need to be able to go high ground against a crazy repositioning spell? Last time it was the kick. This time it's going to be the skewer back. Evil Geniuses also have like more dangerous team fight. I mean, if things go really wrong for Game of Gladiators,
It can go really wrong, yes. But their positioning and spacing should be pretty good, right? They don't have a lineup that needs to clump very much. They can have the Tiny go in. They can have dyrachyo watch the fight develop. Ace is never, in theory, going to be seen until he makes his presence felt.
Yeah.
It's just the Necro on the front. Again, though, the high ground is not easy because of the displacement in the Magnus. It's going to stall this game out, particularly with Living Armor. And that means, how much can Phantom Assassin carry the game? It's a very similar situation to last time.
Bounty!
Does Makaz have the capability to 1v5 with a hero that was the 1v5 king in the previous patch? Does have his act completed. Also got a Titan Sliver, which is just mega nice here because you're getting extra base attack damage on a hero that utilizes it better than almost any other carry.
I don't know what kind of read Gaming Gladiators have, but I feel like they could take a lot off the map right now just because I don't think they can, EG can play the next team fight without a nullifier. you got an Eon Disc now on this Dazzle. So there's pretty much no chance you're going to be able to catch him first in the fight or second, and even if you catch him third, then he's not going to die immediately.
Kaz is definitely hiding up here. I mean, you have two routes, right? You can go this Nullifier. You can also just play the level 25 Dagger talent with a Divine. Play that type of game. Something that 1PA a lot of games. You just play on the backline. You don't commit the hero. You commit triple Dagger going in off Divine damage. And maybe you're not too worried about dispelling anybody because it's going to get instant pop. Dyrachyo, he just wants to find the enemy carry here. He seems to know exactly where he is.
Yeah, he's just running straight to him. And Bakaz immediately has to jump over to see Smile, but not a great position to be because Ace is sitting in lying in white. Because they got to fully get out of here. Dyrachyo, with his own BKB usage, isn't actually going to be able to pursue in the back line. See Smile, anything to stop him? Dyrachyo can't get there in time. I'll take the ward. That's all they'll get.
Dyrachyo had some god tier read of where Bakaz was or something. He just ran across the map into him. Breaks that vision and cannot find the chrono, leaps the wrong way. Gee, escape for now. Damon running into issues, catching them on the map. They're continuing to build the lead. Looking for Matthew up here. They're sick of getting ratted.
Double damage!
And they will find him.
Shouldn't have to use the chrono either. And no mana to use it, actually, so.
Sprout in, but he time walks right on top of him. Does get it now. Time walk, though.
The crit.
Bakaz immediately Ravage into the burst.
And now he
Get
wants
that kill.
more.
And yeah, now with the carry dead, they feel confident, but they got to be careful about Quinn. They found Ace, though, but without Bakaz able to take advantage of this, they may not have the damage for it. They try and use the overgrowth the same, but it's already dead. Bakaz is gone, the damage is gone. The evil geniuses need to get out of here, but they're going to be slowed down to a crawl. The ancient apparition with the vortex is tossed up in the air, and the ever-constant annoying presence of Quinn will just heckle evil geniuses, laughing him down all the way to the grave as they're going to lose two and maybe a third core. We see Smile being tossed up in the air. Gets in front of him, but he got a blink away to the side. Perhaps he lives.
The carry for carry trade with a buyback on Matthew. Bakaz had the correct read, but maybe underestimated how much damage Quinn does on his own with these Vortex thrown down. Heartstopper did almost 900 to Bakaz there. That's enough to just guarantee the Reaper, and you gotta remember his BKB was on cooldown.
That TP was very important
engagement.
from Quinn. They see Matthew, they're gonna catch him. They've got the Hex to stop him from TPing away, and the damage over time will complete.
The dieback. 7 minutes, no Fury on here. You're missing the Vessel, you're missing that Ag. It's Wrath of Nature.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
70 seconds, we'll see him again, but yeah, opportunity for Roshan #2. She's pretty valuable.
Dire's bottom tower
Necro's
is
just
under
getting
attack.
massive, man.
He's got 4,000 HP, 37 minutes.
Absolutely huge, and he has a lot of charges too. That's the thing with the Heart Ags build in this hero. You're amping up how much this Heartstopper does. Just so much extra regen from 8 stacks. 2 versus 8. You have to sacrifice somebody, it feels like.
Yeah. This is the second Roshan of this game, right? That means that Game of Gladiators have taken 7 Roshans in a row against Evil Geniuses this series.
Sounds about right, yeah.
That doesn't feel like a great winning formula for EG.
No, I don't know the exact stat on that, but it's probably pretty good.
I have to imagine a team
Radiant's
who
middle
takes 7
tower is under
Roshans in a
attack.
row in a series probably has a 100% win rate. We'll see. EG has made some magic happen before in some of these crazy games. They tried to do it in game 1, wasn't quite enough. Game of Gladiators, very disciplined in that game.
So much on. Who he jumps, how he jumps, when. Not easy when you have this Dazzle save. How much
Dire's
farm
middle tower
Phase has
is
as
under
well.
attack.
Full Arcane Blink. Got him. He is the Tinker now. I mean, what?
Yep. He's got level 25, so when you get hit by the Poison Touch, you're not moving. And he's spamming out spells non-stop. He's gonna get to level 30 super quickly because of this constant use of bad juju, lowering the cooldown on the Hanamitis. On top of the farm, he's gonna be cleaning up around the map, which just means the rest of his team, as you said, Tinker, means everybody else can play grouped up. Because they don't have to worry about the lane.
Yeah, suddenly Dazzle's a map mobility hero.
Yeah.
With
Weird.
no cooldown blink and
Dire's middle
You never thought you'd see the day. Gotta keep up. G's drops for somebody.
This is why when you were asking, what's the late game look like for Gaming? This is what it looks like. It's absolutely toxic as hell and disgusting as hell, and I wish EG the best of luck here. It's getting to a point where you have 6 seconds of debuff immunity for Bakaz. What's happening before and after that, right? Not much good for you on the side of EG because your other 4 heroes are built around him cleaning everybody up. Yeah. Only do so much. A lot of HP to get through here, a lot of spells, a lot of saves.
I love how they keep on covering Ace too. The bots too, directly onto the Dazzle. The Tiny TPing behind him, just making sure he's within striking distance if needed. And you can see it here.
Very aggressive.
Yeah, Shallow Grave is going to be locked down. Oh, the anchor on him is going to be a problem here. Costing Shallow Grave. Can they get a stun in there somewhere to be able to stop? But Ravage going to be used. And finally, can they finish him off? The Bastions required to use the RP. That'll finish him off with a nullifier put on the Quinn. He is also going to be in trouble. Ice Avalanche. Oh, the God of Sight was just enough. It covers him and finishes off because Quinn will live as a result. And now the Chrono Spear catches the Tide right on the edge. It didn't get C-Smile, but it doesn't matter. dyrachyo will hunt him down all the same.
Quinn's just too beefy. Even with a great fight setup for EG, they just get completely shut down. 2 buybacks out from Gaming. It is worth noting on the Ancient Apparition and that Ace Dazzle has been a massive problem for them. But Reaper plus the Heartstopper just been enough to kill Bakaz basically solo in these fights.
Gaming Gladiators are going to get so much done here. You do need to because they used some buybacks for that fight, but with an extra kill onto Panda, makes things a whole lot easier. Once they get through this tier 3 tower, they don't have to worry about the living armor.
And Tofu has just been so annoying with these avalanches going off. The abilities provided, keeping his cores alive. I mean, that's a stellar game.
Is EG just going to lose to Megas here? Because I'm not sure if they can do anything.
They have
with their
5
heroes as there are. Yeah, they've got 3 heroes with buyback, but no RP, no Ravage. I don't think they could take a fight to Gaming Glide. I think that would straight up just be the end of the game if they tried to fight.
The other hope was, Divine Rapier, Triple Dagger. Bakaz just never got to it. A couple bad fights, Gaming take advantage of it, and suddenly, yeah, your whole base is gone here. Unless you're willing to commit the Phantom Assassin buyback right now.
Does Gaming Gladiators, I want to try and close it out right here because they might get caught on their way getting out of the base with this Megas. 5 seconds for the PA.
No RP, no Ravage. You gotta keep that in mind.
Up in the air. C-Smile not able to get the initiation he wanted. Has to BKB skewer out of it. That's not good for EG. They needed a good skewer away to be able to make this fight work. And now it's Gaming Gladiators. Seemingly in the clear. Panda tries to jump in, hoping to be able to catch Cause. Doesn't quite get him. They're looking for Ace, but they want him so badly. Matthew's even teleporting in aggressively to find him, but Ace is already gone. He's out of there. Nobody can follow him in. And Evil Geniuses, they'll surely have to give this one up. In fact, they may even become the Reaper sights are going to be used with the Ice Blast coming in. The top's up in the air, and that is enough. Another buyback available for sure, but the Megas are in, and Gaming Gladiators are going to force as much out of you as possible. A skill going to be used. dyrachyo into the fountain. Okay,
this doesn't
put
care.
that agent to use, I guess.
Can get Grave forever.
Oh, he's going to Chrono Spear, stopping the fountain damage, and there we go. To get both of those kills. Buyback's going to be used for that. GG are going to call it. Gaming Gladiators, no 60-minute game here. They will take the advantage, and they will bury you in the dirt with it.
What a rough way to go out of your EG.